of it. I'm like, that's why the Most High say y'all gotta be quiet. You women need to be fuck quiet, man. Learn about obedience. Before you run around and thinking that you're finna get all kind of spiritual powers and all that shit. No. And if any brother telling you that, yeah, you can sisters, man, shut your asses up, man. If anything, they gonna be changed and made obedient unto the man. You talking about, sister, y'all gonna get spiritual powers too. Man, shut up, man. Shut up. They ass need to be changed and made obedient to serve the motherfucking man, man. Not to be running around talking about they gonna get spiritual powers and then they gonna be running around thinking they equal with you because you got spiritual powers. Some of the things she was saying was true, but that was all men. The flock of the Lord's pasture is with men. He set up men to do this, and it's going to be men that are going to get those godlike powers, not women.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakah Kwadash, and double honor to the elders and the apostles, the men of great millstone, and to the rest of the brethren on down, that's teaching and preaching the true doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Shalom, Bayat Shal Dawadah, and to the Akim and Akwat that's out to repent, to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who follows go back to one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, Yasha Allah. Shalom to you, Mashpakah. Bishahakarab coming at you with a quick one. And you saw the clip, and what inspired me to do this lesson, because I did a lesson yesterday, and I made the statement that you saw in the beginning. That was just a recap of the lesson I did yesterday. And what inspired me to do the lesson is because I came across, I was watching the Elder Malcolm a lesson, and he said the exact same thing that I said. See? But I just want to go into a few scriptures corresponding with that. See? Of what I said and what the elder said. See? Because now, but people have to understand, when it comes to the women of our nation, we all gonna be changed as a nation of people. But when it comes to the women of our nation, they are going to be made immortal. We all gonna be immortal. All the Israelites gonna be immortal in that day. But when it comes to those special godlike powers, that belongs to us. That belongs to the men of our nation, not the women. It's an order, and that order ain't gonna change. See? It ain't gonna change. But let me open up with these, though, right? We all heard them, and we're going to hear them again and again and again. But what it says, Psalms, chapter 82, and verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. Now, when you go into that children, which I'm about to show you, who did he say is going to be the gods? Now, in respect of all of us as a nation, the people, the men of our women, and also the women of our nation. Yeah, we're going to seem like gods to these people. Why? Because we're going to be immortal. They're going to die. These heathens, they're going to live, still continue to live to be 100 years old. But we are going to live exceedingly past 100 years old. Basically be immortal. That immortality. See? What they say for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. That's only for the Israelites. So in that respect, yeah, that's what's going to take place in the kingdom for both parties, the men of our nation and the women of our nation. But pertaining to those godlike abilities, only we going to inherit that. Only the men of our nation is going to inherit that of those abilities. Those godlike abilities. Only the men going to have those things. See? That's why I opened up with that Isaiah 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Because when you look at right now, hey man, these motherfuckers don't look at the men of our nation like we fine gold. Shit, they looking at us like we lead and tin and brass and all the more inferior ass metals. See, what did Yahweh Bashim Yahushua say? What did he say? What is that? Lamentations chapter 4. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick before I move on, before it blow away and come back to this. Lamentations chapter 4 and 1. What he says? How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. Then it says what? The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthly pictures, the work of the hands of the potter? You see that? So when he said in Isaiah 13 and 12, he gonna make a man more precious than fine gold. When Yahweh shall come and redeem us out of this damn hellhole we've been in, this is what he gonna do to the men of our nation. He gonna make us like fine gold. We are gonna be those guys on the earth. See? And no longer is our women going to try to sit back and try to compare themselves with us and say that, oh, I can do what you do. No, y'all going to be in that rightful order that Yahweh Shai intended for y'all to be in the beginning. You're going to be made obedient to the men of our nation. See? That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to take place. But let's grab this, right? Psalms 82 and verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. Let's go into that children. This means bun, or rather in a plural sense, bunyam, right? And what it says, let's go down to it. You see what it says right there? It says bun, right? Right? Bun, you see what it says. Let's grab it. And it says what? What does it say? What's bun mean in the Hebrew? Sons, or rather in a plural sense, bun, sons. And what it says, son, grandson, child, member of a group, male, child, right? Grandson, children. You see what it says in the plural sense, sons. You come down to hear the F and it says what? Sons. See? See? You see what it says? As characterization, i.e. sons of injustice. You see what it says? For unrighteous men, or righteous men rather. Or sons of Yahweh. You see that? You see what it says right there. So I ain't even got to grab no more. But let's continue. Verse 7, Psalms 82 and 7. But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. It didn't say fall like one of the princesses. It says fall like one of the princes. Shar, or rather Sharyam. See? That's talking about the men of our nation. Let's grab that princess. Who is the princess? Ain't no talking about no princess. It says the princess. Men. You see what it says right there, Shar? And then you saw what it said at the top, Shar Yum. Let's go back to it real quick. You see what it says at the top? Hasharyam, meaning princess. See? Or rather, Hasharyam, the princess. See? Not princesses, the princess. Meaning the sons of the king. And the king is Yahweh Shai. Right? But let's go back. See? So it says, you shall die what? But you shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes. So we go die like men. We ain't talking about women. It's talking about us, the sons of Yahweh Shai. See? So our people need to cut that out, man. Cut that out. See, individuals got these certain sisters, which is fine, which ain't nothing wrong with it. But then you brown nose it to the point to where you want these sisters. Hey, the word of Yahweh is good enough for them. They don't have to be inspired in that way. The word being obedient to Yahweh Shai and serving your man, which is an Israelite man, that should be good enough for you. Rather than somebody telling you that, oh yeah, the women of our nation, they gonna receive these godlike powers too. You know, they gonna receive all these. No, that's our job. That's for us to receive, the men of our nation. See? So individuals don't even need to be telling these sisters that just so they can stay watching you and stuff. Stay watching you and stay, oh yeah, I like it. Why? Because you telling them something that they would want to hear that ain't true. See? When they go into those special abilities, when you did, what did Yahweh Shai do? Matter of fact, we'll grab those, but they was all given to men. All those abilities which he sent his flock out to go lead the flock, all those abilities was given to the men of our nation. It wasn't given to no women. See, this is how the man was able to have his glory This how the women was able to look up to you and look at you as a protector. See, because you had those certain abilities. See, not to be walking through the earth, and then she said, "Oh, I don't need no man. I don't need no man. I can shit. Somebody break in my house, I can beat them all up by myself. Shit." That's the mindset they got right now. They'll be running up on men trying to say, "Oh, you can't tell me nothing. I'll knock you out." See? Like I saw a video where it was some old fat sister, some old fat ass sister, some little bro. I guess I don't know what the hell he did to her, but she walked right up on him and took off on him, and he was on the ground on his back, knocked the hell out. Like a damn shame. And then she was standing over him and shit. Those days is gonna be gone, man. Ain't gonna be none of that garbage. Ain't none of that bullshit. See? But let's grab it. Let's move on, all right? Let's go to Saint Luke, the 10th chapter. Slakia, St. John. St. John 10 and 34. Now these are the words of Malachi Hawashai, right? And what did he say? Let's go down to it. And Yahushua answered, is it not written in your law, meaning in the Torah? I said ye are gods. Didn't I just read that? And it says, I said ye are gods. If he called them gods, unto whom, meaning what? Allahayim, unto whom the word of Yahweh came, and the scriptures cannot be broken. See? What he said? He says unto the words of unto the what? It says that the word of Yahweh unto whom the word of Yahweh came. Right. So who did the word of Yahweh come to? Didn't he say, "Hey, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men"? Now, mind you, once again, the word is for all of our people, the men of our nation and the women of our nation. But it always began with the men. See. He said, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Meaning, my words is to the sons of men. And what do the sons of men do? We will instruct the women of our nation. We will teach this to them. See? So a lot of you individuals, man, you damn cupcakes out there. You know, cake ass nigga. You know, a lot of you cupcakes out there need to stop cupcaking, man. Gird up your damn loins, man. Gird them up. Right? See? Matter of fact, let me grab this real quick that just popped into my head. Right quick before I continue. Right? Because he says, right, let's grab this real quick. Let's grab this Isaiah right quick. See? This is a part of that. And what it said, Isaiah, verse 1, it's like Isaiah 32 and 1. Behold, a king shall reign and prosper. It's like a king shall reign in righteousness. That's Yahweh. That's Yahushua. And princes, who? And princes shall rule in judgment. It didn't say princesses. It says princes, meaning the men of our nation. And what? Matter of fact, you see what it says over here. And what you see what it says over there to the right side. Now you see what it says right there, the glorious future. This is a glorious thing. This is why he said, I'm going to make a man more precious than fine gold. The Israelite man more precious than fine gold. Right? You see what it says to the right of the screen, in the NLT. It says, Yasha Allah's ultimate deliverance. It says, look, a righteous king is coming. Who is that? Yahushua. And an honest princess, who? An honest princess, that's the elect, will rule under him. You see that? It didn't say the women of our nation going to be ruling under him. No, they're going to be under the proper authority, which is the man of their nation. See? And what? And what it says in verse 2, KJV, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind and a covering from the tempest. And what it says, it didn't say a woman go be as a hiding place. See? We're going to be those ones that they're going to hide under and sit under for comfort and security. See? But let me go back though. St. John 10 and 35. If he called them gods unto whom the word of Yahweh came, and the scriptures cannot be broken. You can't break it. See? What it says in the NLT. What it says in NLT, starting in verse 34. Yahweh replied, it is written in your own scriptures. The power said what? That power said to certain leaders of the people, I say you are gods. And you know that the scriptures cannot be altered. So if those people who received Yahweh's message, who was at the Israelites, were called gods, you see that? See? So you see what he's saying, man? It's talking about us. Let's grab this one too. Zechariah, because it's a must. Zechariah, the 12th chapter. Let's start at verse 7, right? And it says what? The Lord Yahweh also shall save the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem do not magnify themselves against Yahweh. In that day shall the Lord Yahweh defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And the house of David, that's all 12 tribes, beginning with the men of our nation, shall be as God. What? As God, as the angel of Yahweh before them. So you already know the angels is God. You know the powers and abilities they got. In that day, we're going to receive those same power when we be changed after the similitude of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, man. See? And this is a part of your glory. As a man, this is a part of your glory that you're going to receive. See? For the man is one glory, and for the women of our nation, that's a whole nother glory. That's a whole different glory, man. These women of our nation, they go glory under their men. They go serve their king, or rather their kings. See? It ain't gonna be no. Oh yeah, no. She got the same powers I got. I can destroy this motherfucker with the blink of an eye, and she can do it too. Come on, man. Come on. It's a difference. It's a difference between the glory of the man and the glory of the woman. They not going to receive the same glory. Now, like I said, in respect pertaining to the immortality, of course, we all go receive that lot of immortality. The men of our nation and the women of our nation. But when it comes to those godlike abilities, that's for the men of our nation, man. That's for the men. And we can't wait till this damn dead shit is done and over with and we get to live in our glory, man. Because we tired of it. We tired of this peasant lifestyle, man. And we want to be back on the earth, back on the top, sitting on our thrones as kings again. Once and for all. Meaning once and forevermore and never gonna be empty. See? We tired of this peasant-ass lifestyle. We tired of it. We want to go back to our rulership, our throne, as being kings of the earth. And we will, when Big Brother Mashiach Yahweh come. See? And we're going to put all these damn heathens in subjection. Every last one of them. Every last one of these people. They're going to be in subjection under the Israelites. See? But let's move on right quick. Let's move on. Let me grab this Isaiah right quick. Isaiah 40. And let's go down straight to the point. Right? Isaiah 40 and verse 31. But matter of fact, let's start at 30. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's start at 29. Isaiah 40 and 29. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might. He increaseth strength. Who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fail. But they that wait upon Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not faint. They shall run and not be weary. And they shall walk and not faint. You see that? This is when we receive those godlike powers. See? You ain't going to be tired. You ain't going to run around a damn block and then you come back, you huffing and puffing and can't even breathe. You ain't going to be doing that shit no more, man. You going to run 10 miles and still ain't going to even be tired. You going to run 20 miles and ain't going to be tired. Hell, you going to be able to run 100 miles and ain't going to be tired at all. See? Your ass would be like Forrest Gump, old punk ass Edomite ass on that show. That motherfucker was running his retarded ass across the damn country. You know. But let's continue on, right? Let me grab this one. Psalms 110. Psalms 110. Hey man, and it's a lot this a part of our salvation. It's a lot that's gonna come with us being redeemed out of this damn hellhole that we've been put in, man. A lot come with that. And I'm reading those that come with our salvation. Us being changed and being made like the gods of the earth, man. We are going to be the gods of the earth. Yahweh said it, and it shall be done. Well, rather, let me rephrase that. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua said it, and it shall be done. Right? Psalms 110 and verse, let me see what I want. Verse 3. Matter of fact, yeah, verse 3. I started verse 2. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thy enemies. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. In the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. But he says what? Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. See, so when you go into Acts, right, verse 1, and let's grab verse 8, right? And what did they ask, big bro? Let's start at, let's start at 7. And he said unto them, it is not for you. Matter of fact, let's start at 6. Why not? Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, will thou at this time again restore the kingdom to Yasharallah? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons, which the Father had put in his own power. But what? But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit has come upon you. And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Yasharallah and in Judah and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. During that time, our people weren't in the uttermost parts of the earth. We're in the uttermost parts of the earth now. And when we be redeemed out of this hellhole, where we at, guess what we gonna be do? We gonna be changed, man. See? Then we gonna be, these people gonna understand that what the scripture says, that we are the gods of this earth, man. Then you will know in that day. See? But it says what? You shall receive power. Now, some of those powers that the apostles who he had deemed, the disciples that he had deemed apostles, some of those things, those abilities that they received, that's what the men of our nation, all of us, gonna have in the kingdom, man. When Yahweh shall return, you see that? Those things that they was able to heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, so on and so forth. All those abilities it was just small portions of the attribute that we're gonna receive in the kingdom, man. In the kingdom, we ain't gonna go to it. The kingdom is gonna come. We're gonna establish the kingdom of heaven on earth. See? But he says in the day of thy power. See? That's like when you go to Matthew 10, and it says what? And when he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power. He gave them what? Power against unclean spirits. And that was them. They was guys on a low level, but they was guys then when they was able to do those things. See? This is what it's talking about. See? And you don't read nowhere in the scriptures where women was given those type of godlike abilities. They wasn't given that. See? This is how you was able to look at the men of our nation and look at them with admiration. See? So the women weren't given these abilities. So why in the kingdom, when Yahweh shall return, is the women going to be given these abilities? No, the man going to be given these abilities on a high level. See? And it says what? To cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. See, that was some of those abilities that he gave them. Let's go to Luke right quick. Just trying to rush through these. Luke 10 and verse 1, right? And it says what? After these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place whether he himself would come. Let's go down to 17. And it says what? And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. He says, what? Cast out devils. This is abilities that they was given. See? To cast out those spirits. See? These are certain godlike spirit powers that they was given. See? Just 17, though. You see what they say? See? So in this time, man, when we be changed, we are going to be changed once again as a nation of people, the men of our nation and the women of our nation. You're going to receive immortality. See? Matter of fact, let me grab that. 15, right? 1 Corinthians 15. Let's go down straight to the point. Verse 50. We're going to start there. It says what? Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither do corruption inherit incorruption. Right? Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, meaning die, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. You see that? For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So us as a nation of people, the men of our nation and the women of our nation, we're going to be changed and be made immortal. But the men is going to be given those godlike powers and those godlike abilities on top of being immortal. See, not the women. See, they're going to be changed to what the Most High intended for them to be in the beginning, which was to do what? To be obedient unto the man, to serve the man. See, right now, the women of our nation, they ain't obedient. Shit, you tell them you got another wife, half of these bitches will lose their damn mind. You tell their ass, yeah, I got another wife. How you cheating on me? They'll lose their damn mind. But see, in the kingdom, they're not going to do that. Because why? All of your wives are going to work together. They're not going to look like they're enemies of one another. They're going to be wives. They're going to help each other, preparing the meals for their king, for their husbands. They're going to work together like sisters. See? That's what they're going to be changed to be made obedient and serve the man unconditionally. See? When one pregnant, the next one going to be pregnant. They going to help each other in that. See? Now, you'll fuck around and get one chick pregnant, get another one pregnant. Shit, they'll be ready to fight each other. Or either damn near kill each other kids. Talking about, let's boil yours today and we go boil by tomorrow. You know, let's boil yours today and then we go, let's eat mine today and we go eat yours tomorrow. And then tomorrow come and then she change her mind and say, no, I ain't gonna boil mine today and eat them. Well, y'all that know, y'all know, right? Ain't gonna be no more of that shit, man. All that shit is going to be over with. They're going to work together as sisters. And as your wives, they're going to work together like sisters, man. And serve their king, their husband, man. See, that's what they're going to be changed to. Ain't going to be no more the daughters of Eve. It's going to be the daughters of Sarah on a high level. They're going to be utterly obedient unto their husband. Unto that Israelite man. You see? But what did it say? We shall all be changed. You see that? Let's grab Romans. And how we gonna be changed? How the men of our nation gonna be changed? Right? Let's get it. Romans 8 and 29. Romans 8 and 29. It says, I start there. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. What did he say? Among many brethren. You see that? Among many brethren. And what the hell y'all doing? What you cheating and shit? Or what you doing? You over here parked behind the water and shit, kissing on him and shit, and then when he getting in his car for to leave, why y'all don't live together? The hell y'all over here doing? Over here cheating and shit. You know, and I'm talking about the woman. Cause she over here, he getting out the car, he kissing on her, and she getting back in the car finna go where she finna go. Over here cheating and shit. You over here being an adulteress. Crooked ass motherfuckers. But let me get back to it. Look at it, he gone, riding into the sunset, and she's still sitting there. You ain't gonna tell me that's your husband. And then what the hell you doing? You finna go back home. You a grown ass woman. You finna go back home, and where you going? What you finna go? Back home, and look at you. You out of line. You need a bit. She probably finna go back home. Hey, honey, I'm home. I'm home. You hungry? Then bitch, get out of my face. You been kissing on this nigga out there. Look at her. Turning the corner and shit, crooked ass bitch. Look at her. Hey, boy, these people was something else. Romans 8:29. For whom he did foreknow, he also predestinated to be, to what? Predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn of many brethren. See? Brethren. But you see what it said, what they changed it over here in the NLT, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. It don't say that. It don't say that. It said brethren, meaning the men. See? And when you grab that word conformed, let's grab it. Let's go into that word conform right quick. Conform. You see what it says? Symorphos means to be changed, transformed. See? And it says what? Symorphos, it says having the same form as another, similar, conform to, meaning transform to. You see what it says right here? Conform to, fashion like unto. It says jointly formed, i.e. figuratively, similar, conform to, fashion like unto. We're going to be fashioned like Yahweh, man. See? We're going to have those God-like abilities, man. See? But let's move on, though, right? Let's grab that 1 John, chapter 3, and verse 2. You know what? Let's start at verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of Yahweh. Therefore, the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. But remember, it says the sons in what? Verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of Yahweh, and it do not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, Yahweh shall, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. You see that? But it said we gonna be like him. We're gonna be transformed into the similitude of Yahushua. We're gonna be little mini Yahushuas. See? See? Let's get the other one. Philippians. Just a couple more and I'm gonna end it off. Right? Philippians. Right? 3. And let's go down to 21. Straight to it. Right? Let's start at 20. For our conversation, actions, and astrophe is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, Yahushua, the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, who shall change our vile bodies, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. When it says glorious body, see, don't you? It said glorious body. See, we're going to be changed like Yahushua. And what is his glorious body? Was his glorious body was walking around, didn't have no powers or no abilities to do nothing? No, his glorious body, he's like a God. He's above the angels, but he still have those abilities that the angels had, that the angels have. See? See? But it says what? That it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the work whereby he is able even to subdue all things under himself. And we're going to have that. Matter of fact, let's read the NLT. It says what? He will take our weak mortal bodies and change them into glorious bodies like his own, meaning immortal. Using the same power. Wait. What did it just say? Using the same power with which he will bring everything under his control. And that's what we're going to do, man. We're going to bring everything under our subjection. See? By the power, by the God-like power, man. See? All these people go recognize us in that day. See? That we are the sons of Yahweh. See, and it's only right that the Most High give those abilities to the men of his nation, man. It's only right. You see? It's only right. Well, I'm going to say it's only right according to the word of Yahweh, according to the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Let me put it like that, right? But once it said his glorious body. Now, let me grab this real quick. 1 Corinthians. Let me go back there, right? 15. And I'm going to go around, I think around, let me see real quick. I think it's around 37, 38 or something like that, pertaining to the celestial body. Let's start at 40. Let's get straight to the point for the sake of time. 1 Corinthians 15 and 40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial. The bodies terrestrial is what we have now. And then you have celestial bodies. Mashiach's body has been transformed into the he had the terrestrial body, but when he was resurrected, he was transformed into that celestial body. See? The celestial body is immortal. It don't die. Now Mashiach is under that order. He don't die, man. You see? He don't die. So he obtained that celestial body in the terrestrial body that he was born with. And it says, but the glory of the celestial is one. The what? The glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. Two totally different things. See? We don't have those abilities right now in these terrestrial bodies. But we're going to receive those abilities, those godlike abilities in these terrestrial bodies when we are changed into the celestial body. See? If you can follow what I'm saying. See? But let's go down to the point, though, and finish it out. Let's start at 42, right? 1 Corinthians 15 and 42. So also is the resurrection of the dead. And it says, and it is sown in incorruption, and it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, and it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, and it is raised in power. See, so when we're changed, we're going to be changed into power. See? And when you go into that power, you already know what it says. Allah, which means what? God. See? Which also means power. Matter of fact, let me see real quick. Let me see if it'll run to it pertaining to that power. Dynamis. Let me see. No, it didn't. It didn't go to that. But let me see real quick. Well, I don't feel like going to get it right now. But let me just keep going because I wanted to get to one when you go into when it says. Matter of fact, let me just do it real quick. Slakia. Right. Let's go back to it. Psalms 82. Right. Psalms 82 and verse 6. Why not? And it said, I said, ye are gods. When you go into those gods, right? I said, ye are gods, right? You see what it says right there. It don't say no Elohim. It says Elohim, right? Which means what? Powers, plural, rulers, judges, divine one, angels, gods, godlike. Well, let me come down. Where you at? It ain't in there. Let me see real quick. Yeah, I see. I know it's one that says power. Damn, where is that at? I can't think of it right now. Let me see. Yeah, I can't think of it right now, but let me see real quick. Hold on. Slakia. Hold on, let me see. Can I use that one in, no, because then they'll say the same thing in Genesis 1. Let me see real quick. It should say it. Damn, it's going to probably say the same thing in Genesis 1. In the beginning, let me just grab that one. God. Because it's going to the same thing. Yep, see? Yep. Yeah, I'll just move on. Let's wrap it up. Going back to it. 1 Corinthians 15 and 44. It is sown a natural body, and it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body, and there is a spiritual body. And, well, let me see. And so, is that what I want? Is that what I want? Yeah, I'll jump down. Verse 48. 1 Corinthians 15 and 48. And as is the earthly, such are also they that are earthly. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. As we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. The fuck you come by here sneezing and shit, you damn weirdo. Fuck you riding on a bike sneezing and shit. Fucker. Right? So it says that we'll bear the image of the heavenly. And you know what the heavenly is, man. See? So I'll let that suffice. Let me end it off. Giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah, Ha, Kodash. Shalom, Yasharallah. Shalom.